10 million. For 4 million, I'll be all the motherfucking monkey you can stand. Black people will be so embarrassed by my motherfucking performance, you'll be sitting up there just going, look at this big lip son of a bitch. You ain't got to act like that much of a motherfucking monkey. Be picking shit off me looking at it. Be walking around that motherfucker. I be digging in my ass. Motherfucker, for 10 million, kiss my ass. Motherfucker, I am a monkey. Motherfucker, I swing in on the vine to work.
What up, what up, what up? Homeboy B. Watt, and you are now tuned in to another episode of Cancel B. Watt. And in this episode, I'm going to be discussing my homeboy, Katt Williams. I know that everybody has probably seen it or at least heard about it by now. My boy, Katt Williams, went crazy on everybody and everything on Club Shay Shay with Shannon Sharpe. And Shannon Sharpe clearly did not know what he was getting himself into. He seemed completely taken aback by the things that Katt Williams was saying. Shannon, they're going to have a conversation with you after this one, my boy. They might try to put makeup on you again, all right? Katt Williams, my brother, Cancel B. Watt is very, very proud of you. This man has cracked the matrix again and raised the consciousness of the entire plane. Katt Williams dropped so much knowledge and so much information in this interview that I honestly didn't even know where to start. So here we go. I feel like everybody who has reacted to this video so far has found a way to focus on the lowest vibrational parts of the entire interview. They want to know if Cedric the Entertainer stole that spaceship joke from Katt Williams for the Kings of Comedy tour. And yes, he did. It's obvious. But I'm not about to sit here and speak about comedy beef. What I want to focus on right now is some of the things that Katt Williams said. Katt Williams said that the most important job of somebody who has sold their soul to Hollywood is to pretend like it didn't happen. Of course, he spoke about black comedians always having to wear dresses. He even admitted to putting a dude in a dress himself, Ricky Smiley. Now, Ricky Smiley doesn't seem to have a problem wearing dresses. So to each his own. And to the best of my knowledge, Katt Williams have never put on a dress. So he's still solid in my book. But I know what y'all going to say about this man. He don't know what he talking about. Like he ain't been in those places and seen those things. Like he don't know these people who he's speaking about. And I understand that there are many people who prefer to stay asleep and in denial about the world that we're living in today. All right. Do any of y'all know the story of Richard Pryor? If you do not, you should go look him up so you can understand why the history of black comedians is important to the conversation of consciousness in the black community. And just for context, I'll tell you this. He was the best comedian of his time, and he wasn't selling out for nobody. He said what he wanted to say. He joked about race, sex, and it was very hilarious, but provocative and contained a lot of profanity. He was a very outspoken black man, and ultimately, you know how that goes. So they eventually burned my man alive and killed his son in the swimming pool because he chose not to take the oath. The story is that he was on drugs and poured rum all over himself and caught himself on fire. But as you know, this is bullshit. Just like the stories about Katt Williams being on drugs and going crazy is all bullshit. Katt Williams also indirectly accused and exposed several black comedians for selling their soul to Hollywood. Now, we all know Steve Harvey sold his soul. He already admitted that himself. Katt Williams also called out Kevin Hart. He really called out Kevin Hart. He called Kevin Hart's entire credibility into question. He said that Kevin Hart was a whole entire industry plant, which is honestly not surprising to me. It shouldn't be surprising to you. Kevin Hart is an industry plant. This was always very obvious. So let's take a moment to discuss some of these concepts so we have a better understanding of what Katt Williams is saying. What does it really mean to sell your soul to Hollywood? What is an industry plant? Katt Williams told Shannon Sharpe that it's easier to juice than to hit the weight room every day and become a real athlete. This is a metaphor for black comedians who sold their soul to get ahead versus put in real work to become, let's say, like a great actor. Once again, Kevin Hart. I don't have no issue with Kevin Hart, okay? Kevin Hart is entertaining. But let's be honest, he is not funny. All right? Bernie Mac, funny. Richard Pryor, conscious and funny. Dave Chappelle, conscious and funny. Kevin Hart, entertaining. An industry plant is someone who the elites or the powers that be put into position. An industry plant is someone who did not put in years of groundwork to actually build the fan base or develop their craft to a high level. The elites just selected them and put them in a big movie, and they become big stars all of a sudden. They have a hit record all of a sudden. They literally go from 0 to 100 all of a sudden. Think Megan Thee Stallion or Chance the Rapper. Was Megan Thee Stallion ever a local artist in Houston, Texas? No. If it wasn't for Chance the Rapper's father being on President Obama's cabinet and serving with him in Chicago, could Chance the Rapper have had Kanye West feature on his very first mixtape? No, he couldn't have. The elites would plant somebody in the industry for multiple reasons. One reason is that this person has already taken the oath, and therefore they will give little to no existence for the rituals and agendas that this person will be obligated to fulfill. Katt Williams said that every role that he turned down because they were trying to get him to wear a dress or play a black male rape victim, Kevin Hart took those roles with no issue. Okay? These industry plants don't mind playing the roles and promoting agendas that are destructive to themselves and also their very loyal fan bases. Katt Williams threw a slug at Terry Cruz. And just for a moment, I want to say, Terry Cruz, you too goddamn big of a black man to keep letting these people put you in dresses and emasculate you. Terry Cruz has always been suspect to me. This is the same Terry Cruz who stood there and let an issue person play with his piece in front of his wife. Crazy. This is what happens after a brother sells his soul and puts on a dress. They greet you at the door by pulling on your ding dong. Terry Cruz and Ricky Smiley are going to the bing bing down low, especially Ricky Smiley. All right? This is a brother who says he grew up in the church, and it's obvious that he did. But why do you keep letting these people put you in a dress in every single movie? Ricky Smiley, Tyler Perry, you boys are forever sellouts, and your wealth will not make it past this generation because of how you received it. Your blessings were not of God. By the way, boys is getting exposed in Hollywood right now, okay? Tyler Perry's starting to get some of these Puff Daddy accusations, and I fully expect to be speaking on him sooner than later, all right? Now, I don't like Steve Harvey that much. I'm really a Bernie Mac fan, and Steve Harvey ain't got nothing on Bernie Mac. These are facts. Katt Williams went at Steve Harvey's neck, or rather his lining. Katt Williams said that Steve Harvey has been wearing a man unit the entire time. Y'all heard me correctly. Katt Williams said that Steve Harvey's lining was all a facade, everybody. Steve Harvey's lining was legendary, and Katt Williams said that man was wearing a man unit the entire time? That's crazy to me. Now, Steve Harvey has never been funny to me, and he been sold his soul, all right? But for Katt Williams to say that this man done lied about everything is crazy to me. We thought that Steve Harvey left his wife to go be homeless to get in the industry or something like that. Katt Williams said that all that was a lie. And apparently Steve Harvey is a lying industry snake and deserves to be getting started by his wife's husband. If you know, you know. Now, I miss my brother Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac was a man's man. He wasn't putting on no dress or allowing you to put no little boys on his lap. He represented the black male image at a high level, and we miss him. Nothing like this man, this simpy Steve Harvey. All right? But anyways, shout out to my guy, Katt Williams. I have learned a lot from him over the years, and God, I believe, will look favorably on his contribution to consciousness on this plane. You do not have to sell your soul to be wealthy in this world. You have to sell your soul to be famous. You don't have to be famous. People are choosing to be famous. Katt Williams just told you, you're not going to make it into Hollywood unless you let these issue people and these gatekeepers like Puffy playing your backside. You do not have to sell your soul to have a good life. But if you want to be in Hollywood, on the red carpet, at all the after parties, if you want to be on TV, if you want to have that single that gets played on the radio all across the country, then you may have to sell your soul. You just might have to give up some butthole. All right? This is the age of Aquarius, and this ain't no conspiracy theory. The truth is out there for everybody to see now. So, as always, I'm interested to know what y'all think about this. I'm not even going to ask if y'all think Katt Williams is lying or anything like that, because this man came with receipts, all right? He got these guys fumbling and scrambling, and where there's smoke, there's obviously fire. Do y'all think that Steve Harvey was really wearing a man unit? Was Steve Harvey's lining all a facade? Next question. Do you think that Kevin Hart was actually an industry plant? He did wear a dress. Do y'all think that Kevin Hart is somebody who had to sell his soul to make it to Hollywood? Or do y'all think that he is actually talented? Kevin Hart was confirmed partying with Puff. This is documented. Did Kevin Hart have to give up his butthole to make it in Hollywood? Listen, like, subscribe, and tune in again to another episode of Cancel BY.